A few moments later.
Cool.
15 minutes later.
I'm just gonna wait until it installed everything.
5 hours later.
Okay, so now we can see that the app was built, and we can see that you have a special folder for components, and instead of pages we have something which is called views, but we can also just change that. That doesn't matter. Now we can see over here the agent or the large language model is telling us to run this with npm run dev, which we're going to do. Good. And you can see here that it's going to say that there's a local host, and this can be 3000, 3001, 3002, and so on and so forth. So when I'm running this npm run dev, essentially my computer is turned into a local server. So that also means that if I access this link, this website, I will be able, let me just try that again. Yes. I am going to see a rendered version of the website which was created here, right? And then we can look at what components they are. Let's just give it a go. So we have a top nav bar, and then I can just say, please, overlords, please make the, which by the way, apparently just because you're writing please, you're also burning more tokens. So I'm not sure if that's the good idea, but I see it as an investment for my future. Please make the top navbar color red. Let's just do that. Right? And we can already see some of the changes that were made. Right? So again, we can already see how quickly the large language model picks up, this is the navbar.tsx. So essentially, this is the component, right? This is the file name tsx, and this code describes in a text form how this navbar should be looking. All right, and just play around. You can also just be like make a new page called ding that shows up on the top nav bar, and it's linked to it. The new page will be pink with blue dots, let's say. Of course, now I'm also just creating a lot of poopsie code, but I want to highlight how easy it is, right? We can see ding just came. Oh no. Yeah, let's just wait a little bit because the model hasn't. Oh, there we go. Okay. Not what we expected. Well, technically it is, right? So kind of going back again, poopsie in, poopsie out, right? There is some sort of pink background and there are some sort of blue dots or whatever I asked it to be. Cool. Now, the last thing I want to do here, or one of the last things that I want to do here, you can always stop the server, because you can see now the terminal is every time you click on a component, this is just an output of your quote-unquote server upon which this website is. So if we go back, it's perhaps not this one, but it's this one. Is it the same? Okay. Actually, let's just, localhost 3001. Cool. So now every time you can see that, it's get ding. So it is sort of the URL of the page. And now you can see, right, this like /ding. And now if I go back and I press enter, it's going to be like, it went, the command that was given to the server was get the root folder. and 200 means that this was a successful. 404 is, I'm gonna let you Google that one, but it's kind of a classic one. 200 is success, and then it says that the page was loaded in 62 milliseconds. Very fast. Cool. But now we can stop this. Server for a moment. You can do it with Control C or Command C if you're on Mac. And now we're gonna take this repository and push it onto the cloud. By showing you another way with which technically you could initiate your React project. We're not going to save this, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to go back, and now we have two choices. Either we remove the entire repository. I'm just going to say just delete this, it doesn't matter. And we're going to redo the same. And we're going to redo the same SSH command thing. I'm just going to write terminal. I'm going to write cd codes, and I'm going to say git clone. And I'm going to just download it again, right? Because in the cloud, the repository is still almost empty, only with the README file there. All right, so another way, and we're back where we started from. So before, no, I don't want to split terminal, sorry about that. So before large language models happened, or kind of became a thing and started helping us coding, the programmers or software developers, they were very much using this terminal for initiating projects and running and testing and things like that. So I also just want to give you the old school terminal command for you to start a React with Next.js project. And you can say npx, you're going to say create -next -app at latest. So this means that create a new Next.js app at its latest version, and you have to give it a name. So in this case, it was Fitras -website. So this is the name of the project that is going to be, and it's going to create a folder called Fitras. Good. So let's run this, and then you can say use recommended defaults, yes. And you can see it's going to be installing essentially all of the code that is going to be needed to start this this website. Now, what's always annoyed me a bit, and I personally haven't really looked at any of the possible solutions. What's really important to mention here is that inside the Fitras website page, there are also some invisible files here, namely something called .git, and that's an invisible file that kind of keeps some information about your repository for GitHub for the cloud. So what's really important is that, just to make everything a bit more simple, is that what you're going to have to do is select all these folders and then take them out one level, because now the way that our project is done, if I'm gonna, now we're in code, or yeah, we're gonna do like this. Now we're in codes, and then if we open the Fitras website, so if you open this folder, there's another folder which is this, and then we see the README file which is this, right? And then I'm going to have to open all of these other, I'm going to have to open all this folder that has literally the same name as my root folder to be able to kind of get to the project. So what I normally do is I just select all of these files and I'm just going to move them into the parent directory. And you're going to say move. Yeah. And now we're going to see we have two two readme.md files, and it's just going to ask, do you want to replace it? Yeah, it's fine. It contains nothing. Oh, it actually contains a little bit more. Update input modules. Yes, let's do that. So you can see when a new React project was created with Next.js, it also in the README file, you automatically get some documentation. And you can see first run the development server, which is npm run dev, and then you open the localhost 3000 for the browser to send out the results. So essentially, this is something that I've just mentioned as well. Boom, and now we're in local 3001. And if we open it, whoop, now we can see this sample project on localhost 3001. Cool. Now I want to show you how to push your code. Okay, and now finally, I would like to show you how to push the code changes that you've made into the repository. So if you open VS Code at another point and you can't see your terminal, you can always just find it here. And the GitHub Copilot is just hiding here in the back, and you can always just hide some of these side panels. But what we're interested in is this version control. And what we want to do is to commit and push all of the changes that we have done. And we're going to do commit and push. And we're going to have to write a message here. And we're going to say initial commit. Oh. Bang. Good. It's so weird. And that should be it. Now let's double check on the website. Let's go on to GitHub. And let's look at the repository. We're going to refresh this. Hey, and we just saw that we have a new commit. So we have had a successful commit. So that means that a successful push. So we pushed all of our code onto the cloud, quote unquote. And you can see that, let's see if you can see, there should be like a commit code here. Or if you open it, it's just going to say, okay, in which file what was done. So you can see that for the README file, the previous README file was deleted, so the Fitras title was technically deleted, but then all of this other text was added.